I'm going to show you a bit of a shoulder variation using a bit of TheraBand. The shoulder, we see a lot of patterns and connections between the shoulder, your neck, your mid-back, and even if you're playing sports like tennis, you see a lot of patterns between the shoulder and the opposite sort of stance leg. So we're going to start from the bottom and build our way up by taking the neck and the mid-back out of the exercise and isolating the shoulder only. So the way we do that is we just lay down on our back, make sure your neck, mid-back is nice and relaxed, and all you're going to do is go from no tension to applying some tension and holding for about 10 to 20 seconds. As you can see, I've got a little bit of shake, so I'm working pretty hard to hold that there. Making sure that your neck and mid-back is just nice and relaxed. If you've got one shoulder that's more sore than the other, you can support that shoulder by rotating that one out first without any tension onto the band, and then using your stronger shoulder or your pop shoulder that's less painful to then apply the resistance to make that shoulder work a bit hard. So the progression to the exercise I just showed you is then doing it into the sitting position. So in this position, your neck, your mid-back, it's all working to hold your posture nice and upright. So it's actually a little bit harder for your shoulders to work. Very important with this one to make sure that your elbow stays in front of your shoulder. Otherwise, if that's back, you'll use your pecs, and pecs are not a good muscle to be using overactive for any sort of shoulder exercises, especially when you're in pain. So keeping your elbow nice in front. I like to have the band around my hands just because that creates a stronger lever. If that's too much for your forearms, just take it to your wrists, and then you're not getting the forearm activation, purely just the shoulder. But the hardest version of the exercise again, elbow in front of my shoulders, and then just rotate out, hold, making sure that your elbows stay in. Don't want to see this, because then you're using your bigger shoulder muscles. You really want to isolate your rotator cuff, which is your stabilizing muscles for the shoulder. And again, I've got some shakes, working pretty hard, hold for about 10 to 20 seconds. Yeah, so again, showing another progression to the exercise I did just in sitting. Only this is just for the one arm, and it's a really good one for a warm-up in the shoulder. So if you're going to do a big sort of gym workout and you always hear warm up your rotator cuff, warm up your rotator cuff, this is probably one of the best exercises to do that. So again, making sure our elbow is in front of our shoulder. You can put the band over the wrist for the most resistance. Rotate your hand out, holding your wrist in line with your elbow, in line with your shoulder, and again, not in front. And then you can either hold that there, but if you feel like you want that extra little bit of kick out of your exercise, you can then take a nice step out, making sure that again, you maintain the positions of your arm, and again, holding for about 10 to 20 seconds. As you can see, I'm working pretty hard. I got the shakes going, and I'm feeling a nice strong burn in my shoulder.